These families in Sheffield were arriving for a very special screening of a film made during World War II, Calling Blighty. It features personal messages from soldiers posted abroad back to their friends and family in the UK. Like this one from Private Kenneth Fleet.
Hello, Ma and Dad. How are you both getting on? I hope you're all okay and in the very best of health. Also, all the rest of the family, and please give my love to Edith.
But for Vanessa and Richard, it'll be the first time they've seen their father deliver his wartime message. It's all thanks to the work of author and filmmaker Professor Steve Hawley. He unearthed these reels from 1943 of soldiers stationed in the Far East.
I first saw a Calling Blighty film when I was digging in the Wessex Film Archive in Winchester, and I was absolutely blown away by this image of a man 80 years ago speaking directly to camera.
Why were they made?
So the men were suffering from problems of morale, so it was a way of connecting these men with their loved ones at home in an era of very difficult communications.
Hello, good old Sheffield. We've got your husbands and sweethearts and fathers here to speak.
391 Calling Blighty films were made, with 9,000 servicemen and some women taking part. But for some soldiers, being on camera was daunting.
Now, Mrs. Slam, here is your husband, George. Hello, Ivy. Hello, Mother. Come on, say more than that.
These messages were brought back to the UK and shown in local cinemas like this one across the country. Steve has now traced many relatives from the Calling Blighty Sheffield film, but one soldier's family proved difficult to find, that of Ernest Tag Barnes.
He joined up to be a commando, served in North Africa and, crucially, in Burma, where he was a war hero. He won the military medal.
After years of trying to track down Tag's family, Steve's managed to find his two children, Vanessa and Richard. But before they see his message, I want to find out more about Tag. How would you sum up your dad's character?
Great fun, and very caring, and very thoughtful. Not the sort of commando qualities you would expect, really.
What do you know about him winning the military medal?
His Brengan team he was leading apparently helped to keep the commando defences in place.
Did he talk about it much in the years after the war?
He was never shy to tell the stories, even when I was quite young. He was very proud of what he did.
Tag died in 1997. But today his children and great-grandchildren have come together to watch him on the big screen, along with other families whose relatives featured in the film.
Hello, Sheffield. Here's greetings from all Sheffield boys in India Command.
Vanessa and Richard are about to see their fathers speaking 80 years ago from the other side of the world.
Hello, Ross darling. Mum, Dad and Sos. Hope you're all okay. I'm getting your mail regularly now, so I'm okay. I'm sorry I can't be on for our anniversary this year, but maybe I'll manage it next year.
Very emotional, wonderful to see him at that age. I've never seen him that young.
Sisters Joan and Peggy are also in the audience.
Hello, Dad. Jesse and Arthur and kiddies.
It is like seeing him alive again, and it's how I remembered my dad when I was a little girl.
For Christine, the screening also brings back fond memories of her dad.
And having a good time.
Just to be able to just see him and hear him again, it's wonderful. It makes a big difference to be able to come and see him on film.
What a wonderful evening. I sat there wishing that I was lucky enough to have a movie of my grandpa speaking to me after 80 years. And it was so special to see those families have a memorial to their loved ones who took on such a burden in the service of their country.